Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. This is going to be our first session on Java design patterns. Before going into the specific design pattern, let's understand the relationship between the various classes. Like whenever we are designing for a particular project or for a particular application, there will be a relationship between the various classes. We have to truly understand that relationship and we have to design it accordingly. Only then we will be having proper design in place. Now let's understand this. What is that relation? Let's understand with an example. Let's see. We have an interface called car here, and car can run. So that's why it's provided a method, run method. Now let's go to the another class, Maruti. Maruti is implementing car interface and it has its own run implementation. It has its own run implementation. Okay. So similarly, Hyundai. Hyundai is also implementing the car and it has also has its own implementation. So now let's understand the relationship between the class here. See here, car is an interface which can run. Similarly, see, Maruti is also a car. Maruti is also a one type of car which can run. Similarly, Hyundai is also a type of car which can run. That means whatever the properties offered by the interface car, it is offering the run. This is the property which this interface is offering. And so Maruti, that's why Maruti is implementing this car interface and having its own implementation because Maruti also can run. Same way Hyundai also. It is also implementing the car and it has its own implementation of run method because Hyundai also can run. So this is called as easy relationship. Easy relationship means like Maruti is a car. Maruti is a car. Similarly, Hyundai is a car. Means that means like its car has offered a specific properties and Maruti and Hyundai also needed similar properties. So that's why we can say it is as same as similar as its parent class. That is called as EZA. EZA means like Maruti is a car means Maruti is similar as its parent interface. And similarly, the Hyundai is similar to its parent interface. So this is an EZA relationship basically. This is one kind of relationship, is a relationship. Now let's have a look at another kind of relationship. See, here we have a car class which has engine, and we have engine class here. So car is composed of engine object. And you know that car is having an engine inside it. So that's why an engine has been composed inside the car object. So this means that car as a engine, car as a engine. So this is an as a relationship. Here is a relationship is not going to work because car is not engine and engine is also not a car. So is a relationship is not going to work here. Here only as a relationship is going to work because car as a engine. So that's why the engine object is composed inside the or object. So this is called as a relationship basically. So this is like for any design pattern for implementing any design pattern in your project or in your application. So understanding this kind of relationships are very much important in order to have a proper design in place. Now, okay, let's go back to the user relationship again, which we have discussed previously. So now let's have a look at client code here. See, our C1 is equal to Maruti. This means we are creating the Maruti object and we are assigning the reference to the parent reference. This object reference we are assigning to the parent reference. Similarly, we are creating the Hyundai object and this reference has been assigned to the parent. So it will run. Now let's have see the output. Okay, Maruti car is running and Hyundai car is running. So one thing we have to observe here is here in this statement we are creating the Maruti object and assigning that object assigning that reference to the parent reference. See, only if it is an easy relationship, then only we can do this. Otherwise, we can't do this actually. And similarly here also, as there is an easy relationship between the Hyundai and car. That's why we are assigning the child object reference to the parent reference. So this is the fundamental um, concept regarding the is a relationship and as a relationship. And now let's look at this as a relationship and we can run this as well. Now let's have a look at this client code. Okay, we're creating a core object here and with that object we are invoking the drive method, and inside the drive method we are just taking the statement driving car and with help of the engine object we are invoking the run method present in the engine class. Okay, now let's run this class. Okay, driving car and engine is running. So this is specific to the as a relationship. Now let's make a little bit modification here and let's see what it says. Extends engine. Let's comment this code. Let's comment this as well. And directly we can call the run method of the engine class because we are extending the engine class here. So what will happen? Let's run this code again. We are getting the same output, but the what we should observe here is car is extends engine. This means it implies car is a engine. Is that true? Is car a engine? Car as engine, but car is not a engine. This we should observe because the relationship between the car and the engine, because we have as a relationship between the car and the engine, no is a relationship. This we must observe. So that's why this is going to be a poor design, not appropriate design. So that's why should not extend that. So this is the appropriate design by incorporating the engine object inside the car. So because the car has an engine, because it has a relationship between this. So that's why I said like we must properly think of the relationship between the various classes. Otherwise, lot of design complexities will arise, and the maintenance issues also will arise. And first of all, it's not an appropriate design. Uh, this is the difference between is a relationship and as a relationship. In our next session, we are discussing going to discuss about aggregation and composition. Thank you.